welcome to Burgers and Bourbon. He's a little late to the game.
Yeah.
He's like, can I have some of that? We hadn't even started yet. But anyway, no. So I am Brian. That's Chris. That's Aaron. And today's obviously a bourbon because he's jumping
Already
into-
pouring?
and he poured himself a good one. So he
Absolutely.
must not have much to do this afternoon. So anyway, so today's bourbon, Chris. This is all about Chris this week because that was his choice, or this is his choice. To me, when I saw it, it looks more like a wine than a bourbon.
It does look a lot like a wine.
It looks
because
just
the
like
bottle, yeah.
it looks just like a wine bottle. So you can get that kind of green kind of.
Yeah.
Put that
Throw
up.
that over there.
See how it even kind of has that green hue to the bottle.
Yeah.
Is that right? No, I'm going off.
Yeah. No, you got it right.
Yeah, there you go, right there. So anyway, this week's bourbon is Noah's Mill. So I'll let Chris do the story on it, and then we'll just tell you what we think about it.
Well, the story behind this is not the story of Noah's Mill. I mean, it's a Willet product. So if you don't know the different bourbons, Willet is most famous for the pot still bottle shape. Good stuff. But the reason that this one exists and the reason so much of it is gone already, we had a little incident here in the office where they were doing some construction in the office above us, and several different times they had to get permission to come into our offices after hours to work on stuff that's up in the ceiling.
The next floor above us.
Yeah, the floor above us. So, several offices were affected, and people griped about how they didn't clean it up afterwards. And
So no, that's not quite the story.
what am I screwing up?
Someone griped.
No.
about-
I'm getting to that part.
Oh,
They didn't
okay.
do my office the first time, so I didn't realize it. Then they came back and had to do it again, and my office was involved. And anybody who knows me knows I'm like super picky. That kind of stuff makes me nuts. They were teasing me yesterday because they put my stapler back on my desk slightly askew. I'm that guy. But I was cleaning powder out of framed pictures on my wall, and my blood pressure went through the roof. And I fired off an email to the landlord. And anybody who knows me knows that when I type email, I'm not rosy and flowery. If you ever get an email from me and it comes across harsh, doesn't mean anything. It's just the way I am. And next thing I know, that email goes flying around and all kinds of apologies happen. And we show up here one morning and this bottle, along with another one, are sitting on our table along with an apology note. So, Troy, you know who you are. Thank you very much. We did appreciate that. We broke this bottle out at our bourbon night, which, by the way, is the second Tuesday of every month, second Thursday of every month, 6:30 right here at our office. Open invitation, come on. We broke this out, and this stuff was a hit. It really went over well. So that's why we wanted to taste it today.
No, it is
And that's
good.
my story. Basically, this bottle showed up because I wrote a jerk email.
Enough said.
Although jerk was not the word that was used when the person identified it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this we didn't know anything about this one. It's pretty cool. Then he also left a bottle of
Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden or Hayden. How'd you say that?
I think it's Hayden, but I may be wrong.
Oh well, I don't know. Although the interesting thing is, my girlfriend is in a weird way connected to him, or was. So that's a whole different
Basil,
conversation.
not me.
Yeah, Basil Hayden, yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Hayden, or however you
However you
pronounce
say
it.
it.
I don't know. Anyway, all right. So we'll just, like we always do, going to give you our opinion of it. You got the backstory of it.
The local backstory.
Yeah, local backstory of how we got it, not the story behind the bourbon itself. But anyway, I smelled this earlier. I have not tasted it because he told me not to until we did this pod.
And
till we
Aaron,
did
you
this.
were telling me that this
Yeah.
has won some awards, but you've been wanting to try it too.
Yeah, I was
right?
a little excited that when he told me that we were doing this
Yeah.
today. So, actually, about 2 or 3 years ago, I was at a bourbon blind taste party.
Yeah.
So basically, what it was is a group of guys got together and went out and bought a bunch of bourbons, labeled them, code. So none of the people who were tasting them knew what the bourbons were, and this actually won. And it was up against some decent. So there was really bad bourbon.
Yeah,
And then there was middle of the road bourbon, and there
Right.
was a couple really good ones.
yeah.
This one actually won that. That was probably 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, I've had it before. Didn't know that I was that I had it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it won. So
Cool.
Do we know a price point on this?
I was just thinking of that. I actually saw this at a store the other day, and I was thinking about this when we did this recording, and I think it was $50. Please don't quote me, but it was right around the $50 price point.
Yeah,
So.
cool. Did you try it already? Or you've had it? Have you? No, you've had it, right?
I've had it too. Yeah, we're waiting on you.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Yeah, I mean, as you guys know, this is the way I like it. Just right out of the bottle into the glass, or actually right down my throat. Really, I really like it. Bourbon, that is. Let me clarify. Bourbon, bourbon. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, but you guys know, this is one that I'm gonna try it with a piece of ice because I think it'll
Open it up a little bit.
because it's smooth, has a great smell to it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
it
harsh
does.
smell
Yeah, it
at
does.
all. But to me, that was a little on the
The finish is a little strong.
It's got a little
finish
bite
strong.
to it, yeah.
It's
And
got a little bite.
So
I'm
I'm
looking.
looking.
I'm gonna try.
Let's see. This is here we go. It's 114.3 proof.
Yeah.
That's why it's harsh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But you know what? This doesn't have the bite of 114 proof.
No, I would
Not
agree
even
with
close.
Does anybody else want any ice while I got
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna
out?
I will try it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little on the sharp side on the back end.
It's got a nice buttery flavor to it.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, I will tell you this though. We're gonna do one here coming up in a couple of weeks. I think I may have mentioned this last week, but I was having dinner with Kelly on my birthday, and we went into a place here in town, and they had a bottle of this sitting up there, and I'd never had it before, so I'm like, I want to try that. And of course, we talk about this bottle of bourbon being $50,
Yeah.
right? Just I guess a shot or shot and a half is what you
pour,
typically
yeah.
a pour.
Yeah.
Was $38 for a pour, but I will tell you, it was worth every penny of it. It's really, really good. Now, it's not something I would drink every week, not my day in, day out. You guys know we'll do that one. I've got that my go-to, but this one was really good. That's one of those, when you find something that's expensive, that's sort of your special occasion type
Yeah.
bourbon.
Yeah.
This is not a special occasion bourbon. This could be an everyday bourbon. But this is not going to be my special occasion.
But at the
bourbon.
same time, I would not hesitate to pull this out with guests.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go.
It's more than good enough for guests.
Yeah. And like I said, I've been to a taste testing party where it won against about 20 other ones
Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So this is when you put a little ice in there.
Really opens it
It takes away all the harshness on the back end.
Yeah.
Still a little bit there. I mean, that's what you expect when you drink a bourbon, but boy, it really cut. I mean, it cut it down significantly.
Yeah.
So this is one that ice cube in it. I'm good. And again, just get it a little chilled. I've seen those. I think in our refrigerator we have the stones that you can put in there, the cold stones,
Yeah.
to not water it down. I think we have the big blocks of
Yep.
ice and the blocks of ice that look
Yep.
like a golf ball and all that. So we kind of got it all here. But anyway, this would be. I don't know that I'd want to water it down anymore.
no.
You know
Not
what I mean?
anymore than what it is,
I
no,
wouldn't want to
no.
put much in there. I mean, I think I put the equivalent of 1 cube. It was 2 little ones, but just 1 cube, and I think it's good now. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I liked it neat. I
you prefer
enjoyed
this
it.
neat.
But I like it better
Yeah.
with it
I got
cut
it.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's good.
No, it is. It's very good. Yeah. No, I like it.
Yep.
So yeah, this would be a good one to try. Again, throw that back up there.
Yeah.
Throw it back up there. That's what it looks like. Right there.
I think you all can see why there's so much disappeared from that bottle in one event where there were 20
Right.
or 30 other bottles on the table for
Right.
people to try.
Yeah. Yeah. All right,
Yep.
Aaron. What are you going to score this
I'm gonna
thing?
give it about a 7.5.
I think that's where I'd be, 7.5. I mean, again, I always rate mine according to what I think are my favorite. But I will tell you, after my last birthday, when I had this other stuff, which we'll do, that is going to rank right up there. So those two are going to be my favorite now. So if I say those are going to be 9.5s or so, this is going to be a 7.5. So I do it. It's nice, but it wouldn't be something I would rush right out and spend $60 for. I think there's some other things that are better, but it's still really good.
I'm going to go 8 on this one. I like this one. I like the harshness of it. It's not, like certain hot sauces are just hot, but the really
Right.
good ones have great flavor. This is kind of like that. It's hot, but it's got really good flavor to go along
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, the harshness is not unbearable by any means.
No.
But
No.
I like to drink my bourbon on the rocks
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So if I
And this
put
is
a little bit.
this one I think is a really good one if you like it on the rocks.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go back and deviate my score. I know I went 7.5, but now that I've just tasted it again, the cooler it gets, I think the better it
Better
gets.
it gets, yeah.
It's weird. I don't know that. I mean, I've had a couple bourbons like that before, but I think the colder it got, the better it got. So now it's actually more refreshing than the second time I tried it when I still had ice in there.
I think you're onto something. I think that a lot of bourbons actually, not watered down, but actually taste better when they're slightly cold, almost like wines. You know, you need to throw it in the fridge and cool it off a little bit before you drink it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna scratch my 7.5, and I'm gonna go 8. 8 to slight, maybe 8.5
Maybe
or
even better.
so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go somewhere in that range. It's not your 9.5 for me for sure, but I'd say between 8 and 5 is where I'm gonna be.
I would even add to that. This is obviously I didn't pay for this one because you all heard the story, but this is something that will find a permanent home on the shelf in my bar.
Yeah.
And it's a good bottle to have at the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
no, it's very good. Yeah, it's very good. All right, well, that's it for another week. That's a bourbon. We had a burger last week. It was W.W. Cousins. Excellent burger. Check that out. And next week we'll have another burger and another bourbon after that. So keep following us if you want to watch a little bit more of what we do. We actually do another podcast called Peace of Mind Radio Podcast. That's all about financial services, so it doesn't have anything to do with bourbon, although sometimes we've had some bourbon. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes we actually probably should drink bourbon before we do it, but we don't. Anyway.
Let's not do that.
Yeah,
Let's not.
that'd be a little bit more entertaining.
It would be more entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. All right, but anyway, have a good week, and hey, here's to a good weekend. If you're looking for something to have on a Friday night for bourbon, go get this.
Good one.
Have a good one.